Morning exercise after 60 can sometimes stop strengthening the body and start quietly stealing its strength. Not exercise itself, remember that from the very beginning. Movement is not the enemy. The problem begins when a person wakes up, has not eaten yet, the joints still feel wooden, blood pressure is only settling into its daytime rhythm, and he already forces himself to bend, squat, twist his neck, swing his arms, and prove to the body that he is still disciplined. But after 60, the body begins to live by different rules. Not worse rules, not hopeless rules, just different ones. And this is where many good, responsible people get caught. They try hard, they get up early, they do not lie around. And this is where many good, responsible people get caught. They try hard, they get up early, they do not lie around. They do everything the way they have always believed was right. If you have chest pain, severe shortness of breath, strong dizziness, sudden jumps in blood pressure, sharp joint pain, or serious chronic illness, that belongs in the hands of a real physician who knows your tests and your history. But understanding the principle is possible, and sometimes that understanding changes a person's next morning. Today I will show you why morning gymnastics on an empty stomach after 60 can, for some people, work against recovery, why long exercise is not always better than short exercise, why a familiar breakfast of porridge, bread and sweet tea can sometimes interfere with the body's ability to rebuild, and why one simple effort, which you can do while sitting on a chair, may give your muscles a much clearer signal than 40 minutes of arm swings and bends. At the end, I will give you a weekly protocol, something you can discuss with your doctor and gently adapt to your own condition. But first, let us expose the biggest deception of morning energy. When you open your eyes, the body does not turn on softly like a lamp with a dimmer. It starts almost like an old house after a night of power outage. Somewhere the heating comes on, somewhere water moves through the pipes, somewhere a meter clicks, the brain sends signals, blood vessels change their tone, the heart adjusts its rhythm, and blood pressure searches for its working level. At this time, cortisol rises in the blood. People often call it the stress hormone, but that name is too rough. Cortisol is not a villain. It helps you wake up, gather yourself, raise energy, and switch the body into daytime mode. Without it, mornings would feel heavy and cotton-like.
The problem appears when this natural morning rise is strengthened by physical effort on an empty stomach. The body can behave in a similar way. If you load the muscles when there is no fresh building material in the blood, the body may start taking resources from inside. After 60, it does not always take them in the way we would like. Muscle tissue is expensive for the body. It must be fed, maintained, supplied with energy. If the body does not receive a clear signal that these muscles are truly needed, it begins to economize. That is why a person can move every day and still become weaker. Not because movement is bad, because the signal is sent at the wrong time. Very often it looks like this. Morning. A person gets up, and during the first minutes the legs feel almost foreign. The knees may not hurt sharply, but they seem to creak somewhere inside. The lower back pulls. The feet carefully look for the floor. The person goes to the kitchen, opens the window, drinks a little water or immediately pours tea, and then starts the familiar program. Arms up, bend down, bend again, turn the torso, squat, rotate the shoulders. 10 minutes later, the body feels warmer, breathing is faster, the heart is louder, the person is pleased. Good, I got the blood moving. But warmth in the body is not the same as recovery.
Faster breathing is not always benefit. Sweat is not a stamp of quality. After 60, you should not judge morning activity by how strongly you shook yourself awake. You should judge it by what happens later. Is it easier to get out of a chair after a month? Do you climb stairs with more confidence? Do you hold the wall less often in the hallway? Do you have more strength left in the evening? Those are honest indicators. Because muscles after 60 are not about beauty or sporting ambition. They are your private safety system. Muscles catch you when you trip over a rug. Muscles hold your back when you stand at the stove. Muscles help the knees avoid taking all the load alone. Muscles let you rise from a low armchair without another person's hand. When they disappear, life does not collapse all at once. It simply becomes smaller. First you go out less often. Then you choose the closer shop.
Then stairs become an enemy. Then you begin counting not kilometers, but steps to the nearest bench. And the most painful part is this. Many people lose this support, not because they were lazy. They tried. They simply tried in the wrong direction. Long morning activity on an empty stomach can tell the body to spend, not build. This is especially true if afterward a person eats sweet porridge, white bread, cookies, juice, or tea with sugar. He thinks, first I warmed up my body, then I gave it food. Inside, the picture may be completely different. After a sweet or very high carbohydrate breakfast, glucose in the blood rises quickly. The pancreas releases insulin. In youth, cells often respond to it briskly. After 60, insulin sensitivity commonly becomes lower. Not in everyone, and not to the same degree, but it is a frequent pattern. The signal arrives, yet the cells answer more slowly. Metabolic noise appears. It does not work well. So the phrase, I do my exercises and eat porridge so everything is correct, needs more attention after 60. What porridge? How much? With sugar or without? What else is in the breakfast? When does physical activity happen after it? What is the person's blood sugar? Is there diabetes, stomach trouble, liver disease, kidney disease, gallbladder problems? Do not become afraid of food. Do not declare oatmeal an enemy. For some people it fits perfectly well. But if after such a breakfast you quickly become sleepy, hunger returns soon, or strength does not improve, it is worth looking at the morning more carefully. After 60, breakfast should not merely fill the stomach, it should prepare the body for repair. A breakfast with protein and a moderate amount of fat often works better with fewer fast carbohydrates. This may be eggs, a little hard cheese, cottage cheese, fish, plain yogurt with normal fat content, or a small portion of nuts. But if you have kidney disease, liver disease, gallbladder issues, high cholesterol, diabetes, digestive restrictions, or you take regular medication, nutrition should be discussed with your doctor. The general principle can be understood from this video. Personal decisions should be made according to your real condition. Now another mistake, impatience. A person eats protein and immediately goes to exercise. The logic seems clear. I gave the body material, now let it work. But food does not instantly turn into building blocks. It has to be digested, broken down, and delivered into the blood. Usually this takes around 1.5 to 2 hours. You do not need to live with a stopwatch. The meaning is simple. First food, then a pause, then activity. If you start too early, blood flow shifts toward working muscles, digestion slows down, and building material arrives late. If you wait too long, part of the resources may already be used for other needs. This is why after 60, it is not enough to move. Movement has to be placed correctly inside the day.
Morning, calm entry. After food, pause. During the day, a clear signal to the muscles. Here we need one medical word, synthesis. I will say it once and translate it immediately. Synthesis means the body is building new protein structures, muscle fibers, parts of connective tissue, repair elements. It is construction. Breakdown means the body is taking old material apart for energy and supplies. After 60, the balance between construction and breakdown becomes thinner. It is easier for the body to take apart than to build, but building is still possible. It needs 3 things: material, timing, and a signal. Material is nutrition. Timing is the right moment of the day.
The signal is a kind of effort the body understands as a request to preserve strength. And now we reach the key point. Calm walking by itself does not always command muscles to become stronger. Walking is useful. It helps circulation, breathing, mood, blood sugar, and the heart. If your doctor allows you to walk, walking is a wonderful habit. But for the muscles that hold your body upright, another stimulus is often needed: resistance. Not running, not jumping, not squatting through pain. Resistance. Many people immediately tense up when they hear this. Doctor, my knees, my back. I cannot do strength work. I am afraid of falling. I understand that fear. That is why I am not talking about barbells, machines, or deep squats. I am talking about isometric effort. Isometric effort means tensing a muscle with almost no movement in the joint. For example, you sit on a chair and press your feet into the floor. The leg does not lift, the knee does not move back and forth, but the thigh muscles work. Or you place your hands on your knees, the hands press down, the legs resist upward. Almost no visible movement, but the signal is there. For many older adults, this is a gentle entrance into strength work. But there is one condition. Do not press with all your strength. This is not a contest with yourself. The right effort is about half of your maximum. You feel work, but you do not turn red, hold your breath, or shake all over. If your face looks as though you are lifting a wardrobe, you are overdoing it. Breathing is your main controller. As long as breathing is smooth, you are usually in a safer zone. If you hold your breath, reduce the effort. And now a short word about pain. After 60, people often confuse working sensation with danger. A working sensation is dull muscle tension, mild burning, fatigue that passes after rest. A danger signal is sharp pain, increasing pain, swelling, chest pain, strong shortness of breath, dizziness, numbness, or the feeling that a joint is unstable. In that case, stop and contact a doctor. Do not be heroic. But do not freeze at every sensation either. Rest feels safe, but long rest after 60 often speeds up weakness. Muscles lose their task, joints lose support. The walk becomes more cautious. The more cautious the walk, the less movement. The less movement, the less strength. The circle closes. Joint cartilage is not fed the way muscles are. It does not have the same rich network of blood vessels. Movement helps fluid exchange inside the joint. Think of a sponge. Press, release, press, release. Through this, nourishment moves. If a joint receives almost no gentle movement, it does not become happier. It is like a room where no food is delivered. So the goal is not to protect joints by keeping them still. The goal is to give them movement without roughness. Now here is the complex. Sit on a stable chair. Not a soft sofa where you sink down, but an ordinary chair where both feet stand on the floor. Your back is calm and upright, but not military stiff. Shoulders down, face relaxed.
The first effort, feet into the floor. Place both feet fully on the floor. Now gently press them downward as if you want to leave footprints. You may feel the front of the thighs, a little of the buttocks, perhaps a mild engagement of the trunk. Hold for 7 to 10 seconds. Breathe. Then rest for 15 to 20 seconds. Repeat 3 times. The second effort, palms against knees. Place your palms on your knees. The hands press down. The legs seem to press upward, but there is no actual movement. Only resistance. This engages the thighs, trunk and lower back. Again, 7 to 10 seconds. Pause. 3 repetitions. The third effort, back into support. Press your back gently into the chair back, as if you want to connect more firmly with it. The muscles between the shoulder blades, the back and the lower back begin to work. No arching. No pain. Hold. Breathe. Release. The fourth effort, palm against palm.
Bring your palms together in front of the chest and gently press one into the other. Do not lift your shoulders toward your ears. Do not tighten the neck. If you start grimacing, reduce the force. The fifth effort, towel in the hands. Take a small towel, roll it and squeeze it, moderately, not until the fingers turn white. Hands also need work after 60. A weak grip means it becomes harder to open a jar, hold a cup, use a railing or fasten a button. The whole complex takes about 10 minutes. Its strength is not in difficulty, its strength is in precision. But even this gentle complex will not work well if the body does not recover. Exercise is not construction. Exercise is a request for construction. The body builds later, after food, after rest, after sleep. Many people after 60 lose the result right here. During the day they try hard, and in the evening they erase everything with a heavy late dinner, strong tea, bright screens until midnight, and restless sleep. Then they say, exercises do not help. The issue is not only the exercises. The night repair crew never really came to work. Sleep after 60 is not merely rest for the head. It is the time when the body tries to repair what was loaded during the day. If sleep is shallow, with frequent awakenings, if a person wakes at 2 or 3 and lies awake for a long time, morning may feel as though the night was not recovery, but waiting. One simple evening habit sometimes helps the body enter sleep more calmly. A warm shower 1 to 1.5 hours before bed. Not a hot bath, not a sauna, not a test for the blood vessels, just a warm shower. After it, the body first warms up, then begins to release heat, and that can make falling asleep easier. A heavy late dinner should not become a habit. If the stomach is working hard all night, it is more difficult for the body to enter deep recovery. For many people, a light protein dinner 2 to 3 hours before sleep works better. Cottage cheese with normal fat content can be an option if it is well tolerated. Or fish, or an egg, or another calm food that is allowed and suitable for you. But I will say honestly again, cottage cheese is not for everyone. If you have digestive problems, kidney disease, liver disease, gallbladder problems, intolerance to dairy, or a special diet from your doctor, do not break those instructions because of a video. Take the principle, choose the product individually. Now tea. Strong black tea directly with meals can interfere with the absorption of some minerals, especially if you're trying to get them from cheese, eggs, meat, liver, or seeds. Do not blame tea. Just separate it from food. Eat first, wait, then drink tea. A small habit, but sometimes it changes a lot.
And now the main reveal. The problem is not exercise. The problem is that many people after 60 use movement as punishment for aging. It should be used as a language for speaking with the body. Morning effort on an empty stomach may tell the body, alarm, spend. Short resistance after nourishment says something different. Build, preserve. This strength is needed. That is the whole turn, not more suffering, a more accurate signal. Now the weekly protocol I promised.
This is not a treatment prescription and not a universal program for everyone. It is a gentle educational scheme. If you have chronic illness, heart problems, blood pressure problems, joint problems, breathing problems, metabolic disease, or you have not exercised for a long time, discuss it with your doctor and begin carefully. Morning. Wake up and do not jump into exercise. Give the body 20 to 30 minutes to enter the day. Water, washing your face, ordinary household movements. No sharp bends, no test of willpower. Breakfast. Make it more protein-based, eggs and a little cheese, or cottage cheese, or fish, or another suitable option. Sweet porridge, white bread, cookies and juice are better not used as the foundation of the morning, especially if after them hunger returns quickly or sleepiness appears. After 1.5 to 2 hours, take a calm walk. Just movement for blood flow, breathing and gentle activation. During a day or closer to the afternoon, do the isometric complex. 3 or 4 times a week, not necessarily every day. Feet into the floor, palms against knees, back into support, palm against palm, towel in the hands. Each point 3 repetitions. Tension for 7 to 10 seconds. Pause for 15 to 20 seconds. Effort about half of maximum. Breathing smooth. If sharp pain appears, or chest pain, strong shortness of breath, severe dizziness, darkening in the eyes, or a sudden jump in blood pressure, stop. This is not the moment to show character. This is the moment to be wise. Evening. A light protein dinner 2 to 3 hours before bed. A warm shower 1 to 1.5 hours before sleep. Softer light, fewer screens. Tea separate from meals. Sleep not as a luxury, but as part of recovery.
And now the hardest point, regularity. People often lose not because they are weak, but because they want to do everything perfectly. They miss one day and become upset. 2 days do not work out and they quit. Do not. After 60, the winner is not the person who starts loudly. The winner is the person who continues quietly. 3 times a week for a month is better than 7 days in a row through force and then a complete collapse. The body likes rhythm, not chaos. If you have done morning exercises all your life, I am not asking you to throw this habit away today as something harmful. No, I am asking you to look at it with adult eyes. Maybe you do not need to move less. Maybe you need to move smarter. Do not punish the joints.
Do not chase the heart. Do not prove to age that you are stronger. Calmly tell the body, I understand how to speak with you now. Begin with one change, only one. Move activity from early morning to a later time. Or replace a sweet breakfast with a protein-based one. Or try chair isometrics 3 times a week. Or stop drinking strong tea directly with meals. One step, honestly. Not loud, but yours. And once more, if you have serious diagnoses, strong pain, heart problems, blood pressure problems, joint problems, breathing problems, or you take regular medication, do not turn this conversation into a personal prescription. I am a virtual physician and educator. I explain mechanisms and help you ask better questions. Your individual decisions should be made together with a real doctor. If this conversation was useful, save it and send it to someone who tortures himself with morning exercises every day and then wonders why strength is disappearing. Maybe that person does not need more effort. Maybe he needs more understanding. Write in the comments what is hardest for you: changing breakfast, moving activity to a later time, or starting short chair exercises. Answers like that help choose the topics people truly need. Protect your support. After 60, it does not begin with willpower. It begins with precision. Precisely.